Any questions about anything we've discussed so far? Questions are welcome and encouraged. I know better than to believe I told you everything you needed to know. Over here to the Timpani. I actually had time to judge a region ATSSB contest for the first time this year, and I was really disappointed with the Timpani kids. None of them played it in tune. And yet, I'm going to give you a little trick to help you with that, and I didn't hear any of them use it. The tuner you need to use is the one right inside your skull. Sing that pitch, just hum. Join me. If you all do it, nobody has to be shy. Okay? I like to do little songs. The pitch sequence of this tune is B flat, F, change to E flat, change to F, change to C, da, dee, da, da, da. Band directors, you can take that as a long tongue exercise in band program and shove that pitch sequence in your percussionist's head whether they want to do it or not. That's a hint. Hum that with me. I like to add funny words to that. My teacher is wonderful. Be careful which adjectives you use. I play this real well. I can do better than the boys. Thinking of three students of mine in particular. I can play this now. I've encouraged teachers to make contests for clean versions of lyrics so you don't get in trouble. Because that helps you remember what you're supposed to sound like in a hurry. So my dear alumni friend Dion Bromley had trouble with minor sevenths. I just gave her a song with her name in it. To this day, 40 years later, I can say, da, 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 dee, and she turns right, it's John. She remembers. You can remember that too. Okay, so we have our pitch sequence. Oh, and if I'm judging, if I have that in my head, you do it right or wrong. Okay, but you can tell that too. So, these drums have these wonderful chromatic tuning indicators on them, which is great because the first thing the judge is going to do is they're going to move them all down the bottom. It's really important to play on your drums so your feet know where the pitches are. It's really important to tune your drums before you go to competition. And at competition, you want to get your drums in early because it takes about an hour for the air inside the bowl to exchange so that you have stable tuning inside the head. This is something I deal with constantly on my drums. But in your context, you'll get one shot to learn it the hard way, learn it the easy way. Get there a little early, get them in the room, let them settle, and then check your tuning, okay? If you've tuned it up a day or two beforehand, you won't have to do much. What's our first pitch? See? By the way, the lights are in tune. You always want to come up to the pitch because if you come down to the pitch, excessive tension on the head from coming downwards will loosen and you'll go flat. What's our next pitch? What's the next pitch? It's how much time it takes when you know where it is. Okay. What's the next pitch? Very good. And the last one. Okay, you're all now ready to just integrate your knowledge of what it's supposed to sound like into playing the piece. Okay? Saul Goodman, along with Cloyd Duff, are often acknowledged as the greatest timpanist of the 20th century in the United States and probably the world. Their students are in major orchestras all over the world, literally. And people my age studied with those students. So these are very important people to know about. Mr. Goodmans has graciously given some of his sticking suggestions in here. He's a world-class player. I'm not either, okay? Take the hint. Okay, it's real easy to want to play this faster than it goes. So take note that half note, not quarter note, equals 64. You have some real surprises here. There's, in the second measure, there's a dotted half note. Make sure you give it all 3 beats. I don't want to do it either, by the way. And again, you have to have the sound of these dotted notes and 16th notes. You have the sound of it in your mind with your rhythmic solfege. That's the biggest challenge of the piece. Okay? That's the real challenge of it. There's plenty of time in the tuning if you have your tuning in your mind. As you'll watch while I do this, it doesn't take a long time to do that because I have the sound in my head where it belongs first, and then it makes it easy to do over here. This little device that I'm teaching you, you can do on every piece that you ever play on timpani. I use in my life, I use solfege. I use fixed do or movable do solfege, which is a lot more elaborate than what I'm showing you. But most students don't want to learn it, and I didn't either, until I taught it for 2 years, and then what was I thinking? It's a great way to do it. But this will get you started with the technique that's really easy to do. Here we go. Since I'm standing, I prefer to sit, but I'm standing today. I've got my foot on this drum because it's the first pitch I'm going to change. My foot's already there, okay?